Sir, in the last session, last video, just we had a talk about functional interface. Are you getting what is the functional interface? Can you give an example for that? Like we covered already in the last videos, right? What is the functional interface, sir? An interface which contain single abstract method, only one abstract method. Such type of interfaces are called what? Functional interfaces. Clear for all of you, right? Okay. Sir, now I want to, of course, sir, can I take default methods or not? Can I take static methods or not? Yes, no problem. You can take any number of default methods, any number of static methods, but number of abstract methods should be only one. Is it clear, right? Sir, I'm not taking any abstract method, or if you are taking multiple abstract methods, then it won't be functional interface. It is a normal interface only. Clear for all of you, right? Okay. Sir, now to indicate that this interface is the functional interface, to indicate that this is the functional interface, sir, Java people introduced one special annotation in Java 1.8 version. Are you getting right? Sir, I want to specify explicitly this is the functional interface, right? Okay. What that annotation is at the rate functional interface. Are you able to understand it? What is that annotation, sir? At the rate functional interface. Just observe that. If I use this annotation, then I'm conveying to the compiler saying, compiler, my intention is this is the functional interface. Sir, I want to declare this one as the functional interface. By mistake, if I'm doing any mistake, can you please give left and right? Are you getting? Like that, to indicate that we are using at the rate functional interface. Sir, one point you people should be aware, whether you are using this annotation or not, sir, if the interface contain a single abstract method, it's always functional interface only. But what is the advantage of using this at the rate functional interface annotation, right? By mistake, if I'm doing any mistake, compiler, please raise error, because my intention is this interface should be functional interface. Are you able to understand, right? Sir, there may be a chance to ask in the interview room, what is the purpose of at the rate functional interface annotation, right? Sir, to indicate that interface explicitly as functional interface. Who is going to use this information? Compiler is going to use at the time of compilation. Sir, whether you are declaring a single abstract method or not, compiler is going to check. If you are doing any mistake, immediately compile method you are going to get, sir. That is the purpose of at the rate functional interface annotation. Everyone can ever write. Sir, now let me go for a small example how we can use. Sir, I'm taking example 1. Just to take a bit very special case, sir. Example 1 I want to take. Sir, what is mine? Here I'm taking one interface. Sir, interface I'm taking, sir. Okay. I want to declare explicitly as functional interface, right? What I'm taking here at the top, I declare it is functional. It is one functional interface. I declare explicitly it is the functional interface, right? Now interface within that, just I'm taking public void M1. Are you getting what I declared, sir? Public void M1, a single abstract method. Sir, can I take default method? No problem. Can I take static method? No problem. Happily you are allowed to take any number of default methods, any number of static method, but restriction is applicable only for abstract method. If it ends with a semicolon, implicitly it's always what? Abstract only. Every method present inside interface is always what? Public abstract up to 1.7 version. Of course, default static methods explicitly we can take. Sir, now let me add one default method also. Default void M2. Is it valid or not? Yes. Sir, let me add one static method also. Public static void M3 method. Like this I'm taking, sir. Sir, now I will ask compiler, can you please compile this code? Compiler, can you please compile this code? Like Immediately compiler is going to check, oh, it is the functional interface. Sir, he used explicitly functional interface annotation. Compulsory I have to evaluate, like compiler will check how many abstract methods are there. Only one abstract method. That's why perfectly itself is valid. Everyone can able to understand, right? So for you are indicating to the compiler, my intention is this should be functional interface. Sir, if any person, sir, trying to add any new abstract methods or otherwise, like can you please object, or can you please restrict, like so for that purpose we can use functional interface, right? Sir, of course, exactly where we have this type of requirement. Once I introduced lambda expressions with the functional interface, there I will explain about that. Don't worry about this one, right? Sir, first anyway, to indicate that an interface explicitly as functional interface, we can use what? Functional interface annotation. Sir, functional interface contain how many abstract methods, right? Only one abstract method. But I can take any number of default methods, any number of static methods, no problem at all. Up to this is the clear for all of it, okay? Sir, what is the next one I have to explain, sir? Let me go for a small variation also. Here I'm taking one more interface. Sir, interface interrupt 1. Sir, now public void m1, next public void m2, like this I'm taking. Sir, it's a normal interface. It's a normal interface, right? But sir, I'm declaring explicitly as functional interface. Are you getting? I'm declaring explicitly as functional interface annotation, right? Can you please tell, is it valid or not? Sir, if I can take like this, compiler will give left and right, because you declared that it is the functional interface. If it is the functional interface, compulsory it should contain how many abstract methods, right? Only one abstract method. Why you are taking two abstract methods? Like immediately compiler is going to object if you compile this code, sir. If you compile this code, compile time error you are going to get. Sir, what that compile time error is? Unexpected. What is this one, sir? Unexpected. At the rate functional interface annotation. Unexpected functional interface annotation. Okay, annotation. Next, multiple non-overriding abstract methods. Multiple non-overriding abstract methods present in interface interrupt 1. Present in interface interrupt 1. Everyone can able to understand, right? Clearly compiler is telling, sir. Clearly compiler is telling, at the end, sir, here you are taking more than one abstract method. How it will become functional interface? Unexpected at the rate functional interface annotation. Multiple non-overriding abstract methods present in interface interrupt 1. Yes, multiple non-overriding abstract methods. Sir, multiple abstract methods are there. That's why we can't, I can't compile this one. Like compile time error you are going to get. So this one itself is nothing but what? Compile time error, right? But this one is perfectly valid. Is it clear for all of you, right? Sir, let me go for another example so that you will get much clearly, right? Sir, I'm taking one more interface. Sir, my interface is interface interrupt 2, sir. Interface interrupt 2. Here, I'm not taking anything, sir. Of course, I'm not declaring any abstract method. Assume that. But I declare this one as at the rate functional interface. At the rate functional interface, like this I'm taking, sir. Can you please tell, is it a valid or invalid? Can you please cross check, sir? Sir, I declared explicitly this one is the functional interface. Is it valid or invalid? Immediately, comparative method you are going to get. Because, sir, if the interface declared as functional interface, compulsory it should contain how many abstract methods, right? One abstract method, compulsory, single abstract method. SAM interfaces are called functional interfaces, right? Sir, compulsory it should contain one abstract method, but no abstract method is available. Then how it is the functional interface like? Immediately, comparative method you are going to get, sir. What is that error? Is unexpected at the rate functional interface annotation. Unexpected at the rate functional interface annotation. Okay, no abstract method found. No abstract method found in interface interf 1. Are you getting? No abstract method found in interface interf 2. That's why this one is also invalid. The code won't compile. Everyone can able to understand, right? Sir, make sure at the rate functional interface annotation can be used to indicate that this interface is the functional interface. Sir, we are conveying to the compiler. Compiler, my intention is I am declaring this one as functional interface, right? Sir, by mistake, if I am doing any mistake, sir, if I am doing any wrong thing, or otherwise if any other person trying to add some more abstract method, can you please object to that? Because it should be functional interface. For that purpose, we can go for at the rate functional interface annotation. Everyone can able to understand, right? Sir, here first one, how many abstract methods are there? In the first example, how many abstract methods are there? Single abstract method. Whether we have any number of default and static methods, we are not required to worry. This interface contain only one abstract method. That's why itself is the value. But this interface contain two abstract methods. That's why immediately comparative method we are going to get unexpected at the rate functional interface annotation, multiple non-overriding abstract methods present in interface interf 1. Clear for all of it? Sir, here multiple non-overriding abstract methods present are found in interface interf 1. This is the problem. If I can consider at the rate, sir, here this interface I declared explicitly as functional interface, but I didn't take SAM, but I didn't take single abstract method. That's why it is violation once again. Immediately comparative method we are going to get unexpected at the rate functional interface annotation, no abstract method found in interface interf 2. Is it clear for all of you? What is the purpose of at the rate functional interface annotation? How you can use? Clear, right? Okay. So now just what I will do, whatever the things I explain, just let me execute and let me show those comparative methods, right? Okay. Just have a look once, sir. Sir, here I took one functional interface annotation. Have you observed, right? I used one at the rate functional interface annotation, interface interf. Sir, I have one abstract method is there. Next and after that I am taking one default method and one static method, right? Sir, can you please tell, is it valid or not? Yes, perfectly it is valid. Because the reason for that is it contains only one abstract method, right? That's why let me compile this code, sir. But make sure before compiling this one, you have to ensure that you are using 1.8 version of Java, sir. By mistake, if you are using 1.7 or 1.6 version, then, sir, compiler unable to recognize this one. Remember that, because this concept came in which version, sir? 1.8 version. That's why compulsory you required to use at the rate 1.8 version of Java. Let me cross check in my system what is there. Java C, okay, hyphen version. Which compiler I am using, sir? 1.8 version, right? Sir, let me cross check which version of JVM I am using. Sir, Java, like 1.8 version. That's why happily I can compile these programs, right? Java C interf.java, because I saved this code as interf.java. Can you please cross check? Is it valid or not? Yes, obviously there is no problem, because it's the perfectly at the rate perfectly it is the functional interface only. Now let me go for another small example, right? Sir, here example 2, just observe. I am taking at the rate functional interface interrupt 1, sir, public void m1, public void m2. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid. Because if I declare an interface explicitly as functional interface, it should contain only one abstract method only. By mistake, if I am trying to use second abstract method, immediately compatible method we are going to get, sir. Have you observed, right? Let me compile this code. Here, if I can take, sir, the mistake I hope you people can able to cross check. The mistake is you are taking how many abstract methods, right? 2 abstract methods. So that's why, sir, itself is invalid because it is not property of functional interface. Now let me compile this code, sir. Java C interrupt1.java, because I saved this one as interrupt1. Java C interrupt1.java. Have you observed? Unexpected functional interface annotation. Have you observed, right? Unexpected functional interface annotation. Yeah, unexpected at the rate functional interface annotation. Like you can consider that. Okay, multiple non-overriding abstract methods found in interface interrupt1. Is it clear, right, sir? Multiple non-overriding abstract methods found. That's why, sir, this one itself is invalid. Clear for all of you, right? Sir, now, sir, let me go for name. Sir, why this one is invalid, sir? Because you are taking multiple abstract method. Because functional interface should contain exactly one abstract method only. Clear, right? Sir, now let me go for third one. Okay, get the rate functional interface interrupt2. Can you please tell, is it valid or invalid? Invalid. What is the reason? Functional interface should contain only one abstract method, but here you are not taking that one abstract method. Sir, 0 number of abstract methods is not allowed in the functional interface, sir, because it is explicitly declared as functional interface, right? Now let me compile this code, sir. Java C, sir, interrupt2, Java C interrupt2.java. If I can take same compatible method by default, we are going to get, sir. Just observe that carefully, sir. Same compatible method we are getting. Unexpected at the rate functional interface annotation. Okay, sir, what is the reason for that? Can you please read this one? No abstract method found in interface interrupt2. That's why the problem is coming, right? I hope everyone can able to understand, right? Okay, that's all. So this is what you people should require to remember, right? So what is the functional interface annotation? How you can use it, sir? So functional interface annotation can be used to indicate that this interface explicitly as functional interface. Who is going to use this annotation? Compiler will use at the time of compilation to validate whether your interface is the functional interface or not. By mistake, if you are doing any mistake, compiler will give left and right. Is it clear for all of you, right? So this is what you people should aware about at the rate functional interface annotation. Clear, right? So now in the last video, just I covered how to use at the rate functional interface annotation. Have you observed, right? So now in this I will explain with respect to inheritance. If the parent interface is the functional interface, child interface is the functional interface or not. Something like with respect to inheritance, let me talk about that. Sir, here case, of course, our topic functional interface with respect to inheritance. With respect to the inheritance, how the functional interface annotation will work. Just observe that. Case 1. Just I am taking parent interface, right? Sir, interface P, public void m1. Of course, it contains only one abstract method. Even I declare at the rate functional interface itself is the valid. Now, child interface C extends P. I declare child interface also as the functional interface only. But I didn't take any abstract method in the child interface, right? Then obviously, how many abstract methods are there in the C? we didn't declare explicitly, but only one abstract method from the parent. Are you getting? That's why child interface is also functional interface only. Perfectly itself is the valid. Because what is the rule for that functional interface, right? Interface should contain. Are you getting? Only one abstract method. Sir, parent contain only one abstract method. Child also contain only one abstract method, of course, which is coming from the parent only. Sir, if the parent interface, functional interface, if the child interface doesn't contain any new abstract method, then automatically child interface is also functional interface only. Everyone can able to understand it. Sir, just observe the conclusion. If an interface extends functional interface and the child interface doesn't contain any abstract method, then child interface is also functional interface only. Is it clear, right? Okay, sir, that's all. This is about the very important point what you people should be aware. If the parent interface is functional but the child interface doesn't contain any new abstract method, perfectly itself is the functional interface only. If I can compile, sir, it's going to compile. Now let me go for case 2. Sir, everything is the same, but in the child interface I declare public void m1. Whatever parent interface contain, same abstract method I declared in the child interface also. Have you observed? Can you please tell child interface contain how many abstract methods, right? Because it's always the same signature only. Okay, so that's why it is overriding something like that. So child interface also contain only one abstract method. Sir, in the child interface we can define exactly same parent interface abstract method, then child is also still functional interface only. If I can take like this, perfectly itself is the valid. There is no doubt at all, right? Are you in a position to understand, right? Okay, sir, if the parent interface is the functional interface and the same parent interface method I define in the child interface, obviously still it is the functional interface only. Case 2, sir. Now let me go for case 3. Very simple. Parent, of course I did the same, but in the child interface I took public void m2 method. Regarding child interface I took one public void m2 method. Can you please tell, in the child interface how many abstract methods are there? 2, sir. One is coming from the parent, and in the child new abstract method, okay, we declare the child interface is not functional interface. By mistake, if I declare child as functional interface annotation by using that, immediately compatible error you are going to get. You know what that compatible errors are? Unexpected at the rate functional interface annotation, unexpected at the rate functional interface annotation, multiple non-overriding abstract methods, multiple non-overriding abstract method found in interface C. In interface C. Sir, in the child interface, how many abstract methods are there? 2, sir. One is coming from the parent and the child interface is the same. That's why total how many methods are there? 2. That's why itself is invalid compatible error we will get. Can you please read once? In the child interface, if we can't define any new abstract method, otherwise we will get compatible error, right? Are you in a position to understand clearly, right? So these are the 3 points you people should be aware. Case 1, case 2, case 3. Sir, child doesn't contain any new method, any new abstract method, valid, sir. In the child, if you want to take, sir, exactly same parent interface abstract method you can take, acceptable, sir. Next, in the child interface, okay, if you are taking any new abstract method, then the child interface won't be functional interface. By mistake, if I am using @ functional interface annotation, then we will get what? Compile time error. Up to this is the clear, right? Okay, just a small twist is there. Of course, I will execute and I will show, but before that a small thing is there. Can you please observe very carefully, sir? Is it a valid or not? Can you please cross check? @ functional interface P public void m1. Now I'm taking interface C extends P, public void M2. Is it valid or invalid? Sir, make sure this one is perfectly valid because child interface contain how many abstract method? Two abstract method. One is coming from the parent and the child specific M2 method is also there. Child interface contain how many abstract method? Two. But still itself is valid because I didn't declare child interface as a functional interface. If I declare child interface as a functional interface like third case, immediately invalid. But I didn't declare child interface functional interface. So child interface is the normal interface. That's why happily the code by default is going to be compiled right. Are you in a position to understand, right? Sir, with respect to inheritance, how at the rate functional interface annotation is going to work? Sir, very simple. Just a normal core Java rule only, sir. Normal inheritance or overriding rule only. Beyond that, there is nothing. Sir, child doesn't contain any new abstract method. Yes, automatically child is the functional interface, right? Sir, child contain exactly same parent interface abstract method. Yes, valid. Child contain new abstract method, then automatically it is invalid, sir. Okay, because functional interface should contain exactly one abstract method. Multiple abstract methods are there, invalid compatible method you are going to get. But here, even though child interface contain multiple abstract method, but still itself is valid. What is the reason for that? I didn't declare child interface as functional interface. Is it clear for all of you, right? Now, just I will execute anyway all these cases, right? So now whatever the cases with respect to inheritance I covered, just I will execute, just have a look once, sir. Here just observe our first case, sir. Sir, I declare parent interface as functional interface and parent interface contain only one method M1. Sir, even I declare child interface also as the functional interface, but child interface doesn't contain any abstract method, any abstract method, right? Now, let me compile this one. I saved this program as c.java, Java C.java. Is it valid or not? Yes, perfectly valid. Okay, don't keep any doubt at all. So, case 1, if the parent interface is the functional, child interface doesn't contain any new abstract method, then the child interface is always functional interface only. Point number 1. Next, in the child interface, the same parent interface abstract method only I am taking, sir. Case 2, sir. In the child interface, I am declaring same parent class abstract method only. Sir, whatever method we have you observed, right? Same method only I am taking, sir. Have you observed? This method and this method both are same. If you observe that, there is no difference at all. Both are same. If in the child interface, if I am declaring same parent class abstract method only, then happily the code is going to compile. There is no problem at all. Okay? That's all, sir. Because child is also functional interface only. By mistake, in the child interface, I am taking a new method, sir. Case 3. By mistake, I am taking new abstract method, sir. Case 3. Now observe, sir, is it valid or invalid? Invalid because child interface contain two abstract methods, but still you declare child interface as functional interface, right? That's why. Let me compile immediately. Have you observed, right? Unexpected at the rate functional interface annotation, multiple non-overriding abstract methods found in interface C. Have you observed the problem, right? Sir, that's all. Multiple non-overriding abstract methods found in interface C. That is the problem we are going to get. Sir, even I explain case 4. Have you observed? Just I didn't declare child interface as functional interface. Is it valid or not? Yes, perfectly itself is valid, sir. Okay, because child interface is just normal interface. A normal interface can contain any number of abstract method. Observe, same example only. Yes, perfectly the code is valid, sir. Okay, make sure you people should aware with respect to inheritance how the behavior of at the rate functional interface annotation. But here one small point you people should aware. Sir, all the rules, case 1, case 2, case 3, all the rules, just I had a discussion with respect to abstract method only. Sir, then immediately you ask, sir, what about default methods? What about static methods in the interface? Sir, default methods, static methods, no restriction. In the parent or child interface, you can take any number, no restrictions at all. Everyone can able to understand, right? Sir, this is at the rate functional interface annotation with respect to inheritance concept. All 4 cases, right? That's all. Sir, in the last videos, just we covered about what is lambda expression, how you can write lambda expressions. Next, what is functional interface, what is the at the rate functional interface annotation, and how it is going to behave with respect to inheritance. Sir, now I hope you people can aware how to write lambda expression and what is the meaning of functional interface. Now once I write a lambda expression, I want to invoke that expression just like a method. For that, functional interface can be required. Regarding, sir, what is the purpose of functional interface, right? Sir, to invoke, to call lambda expressions, we should go for what? Functional interfaces, right? Sir, how we can use? Without lambda expression, with lambda expression, multiple examples I'm going to discuss. How our code will become, do you know, right? The code, length of the code, how it is going to be reduced, readability of the code, how it is going to be improved. Just observe the power of lambda expressions you are going to see, because we are in a position to call, to execute lambda expressions also. Are you able to understand, right? Now come back to our story, sir. Sir, I'm taking, I want to explain both examples for you. Without lambda expression, with lambda expression, how the behavior will be there. Sir, first let me take the story without lambda expression. Without lambda expression. I don't want to use lambda expression, sir, because I am 1.7 version developer. I don't know about these lambda expressions on someone assume. Sir, I have one interface is there. Interface. Okay. Interf. I have one interface is there. Interface. Interf. Now, sir, just observe that public void m1 method. Just I have one method public void m1. Of course, with our knowledge, as per our knowledge, is it a functional interface or not? Yes. If the interface which contain exactly one abstract method, it's always functional interface. Whether we are using at the rate functional interface annotation or not, we are not required to worry. It's always one functional interface only. Sir, I want to implement this interface. I don't know lambda expression, sir. Then what is the way? Just I'm using class demo. Regarding class demo, implements class demo implements interf. Regarding class demo implements interf. Sir, now I'm taking public void m1 system.out.println m1 method implementation. M1 method implementation. Okay, like this one I'm taking. Observe, class demo implements interf public void m1 method implementation, like this, right? Now what's my target here is, observe, sir, I want to call this m1. What is the way, sir? Class test. Within the test class, I want to call this method public static void main method, public static void main method string array args, public static void main string array args. Now take a bit special care. I want to call m1, which is present inside demo class object must be required. Under this demo implements what? Interf. That's why what I can take, sir, interf I is equal to new demo. Intra phi is equal to new demo. Have you observed? Parent interface, interface reference can be used to hold implemented class object. This is nothing but polymorphism property, sir. I hope you people may aware in your OOPS concept. I dot m1. I dot m1. Happily, do you know this method implementation by default is going to call, and this output by default we will get. The person who don't know about lambda expressions, regarding the person who don't know about lambda expression, this is the sample code, right? I hope everyone can able to understand, right? Now, sir, new version 1.8 version came. I'm very perfect in the lambda expression. Sir, the same requirement with the lambda expression, how we can able to do that, sir? Sir, here just observe with the lambda expression. With the lambda expression. Okay, same interface is there with me. Interface. Okay, interface interf. Okay, which contain one abstract method, public void m1, right? That's all. Interface interrupt public void m1. Now we are not required to take any implementation class. Sir, we can use lambda expression directly to implement this m1. How we can use, sir? Very simple. Class test public static void main string array args. Public static void main string array args. Do you know intraf I is equal to bracket open, okay, like this. Sir, now just system.out.println SOP of m1 method implementation. M1 method implementation, like this I'm taking. Sir, forget about this one. If you observe this lambda expression, sir, I'm converting this method implementation in the form of what? Lambda expression. Have you remember? Sir, if I can take, sir, these are the arguments to m1. Won't take any arguments. Next, do you know implementation contain only one line? That's why curly braces we can able to remove. Sir, how I can call that? Very simple. Do you know? Sir, whenever compiler came across this line, immediately you are using this lambda expression we are holding by using interface reference, right? What is the name of that interface? Interf. Inside interf, how many methods are there? Only one abstract method m1. Compiler can guess, oh, these are the arguments to m1 method. This is the implementation. That clarity compiler unable to identify. We are not required to worry. If I call I dot m1, this body is going to execute. Happily, it is going to print, okay, sir, m1 method implementation to the console. Have you observed, right? Just have a look. In the normal without lambda expression, we require to write a separate class. We require to provide implementation separately, right? But if I use a lambda expression, we are not required to write any separate class. We are not required to write any separate class. Just we can replace total implementation with a single lambda expression. Are you able to understand, right? Sir, it is a function. It is a procedure, right? Okay? Procedure, lambda expression itself is nothing but an anonymous function which is not having the name. But internally, that name mapping is going to be happen with this reference. Clear, right? So, once I write a lambda expression to invoke its functionality, which thing must be required, sir? Functional interface must be required. By using functional interface reference, we are allowed to call lambda expression implementation. Everyone can able to understand, right? Okay, this is what you people should be aware. So interface reference can be used to hold the lambda expression. Are you getting, right? So to invoke that lambda expression, we should go for what? Functional interface. That's all, sir. Sir, let me execute this code so that you people can aware clearly. Have a look once. Sir, here just observe that. I'm taking a small same thing only, right? Interface interf, public void m1. Sir, class demo. Sir, I took one interface interf. This is the demo class which implements interf, public void m1. Sir, this is normal implementation. Regarding this is what normal implementation, right? Okay, normal implementation I'm taking. Next, class test one. Okay, interf I is equal to new demo I dot m1. Regarding same thing, sir, this one interface. Next, this one is nothing but implementation class. Just I created object for the interface, of course, implemented class and I dot m1. Let me execute this code. What is the name of this one, sir? Test one. Let me execute this code. Java C test one dot java. Regarding Java C test one dot java. Happily the code compiles, so there is no problem at all. Java test one. Have you observed, right? Normal implementation. Okay, that's all we are going to get, sir. But the same thing I want to take with lambda expression. But anyway, I didn't try it because you have to tell that how you can implement. Can you spell out, sir, what is the way? Interf I is equal to. Yes, what is this special symbol, sir? Sir, this one. Okay, arrow symbol. And then I have to take what is the body you want, system.out.println, just lambda expression implementation, like this I'm taking, sir. That's all. Just I dot m1 method, right? If you observe, what is the need of writing separate implementation class and so on? That lengthy code we are not required to write. Sir, here I saved this code as test2.java. Let me execute this test2, sir. Java C test2.java. Okay, Java C test2.java compiles fine. Java test2. Have you observed, right? What is the output by default we are getting? Lambda expression implementation. Is it clear for all of you? Sir, from this discussion, you people should aware very clearly, right, sir? Lambda expression. If I use lambda expression, length of the code is going to be reduced, readability is going to be improved. Regarding its easiness to the programmer, right? So one point. Next, what is this one, sir? It is a procedure. To call this procedure, okay, we required what? Functional interface. Functional interface provides a type for the lambda expression. To invoke lambda expression, compulsory we should go for what? Functional interfaces, right? Sir, now I.m1, any number of times you can call, no problem at all. But if it is the normal implementation, a bit lengthy code, more code we require to write. Is it clear, right? First example, how to write lambda expression, how you can invoke lambda expressions, right? Okay, that's all. Sir, now in the last example, of course in the last video, I covered the first way, how to write lambda expression, how we can invoke that lambda expression by using functional interface. Is it clear, right? Okay, let me go for one more example, so that more number of examples you will get more perfection. You have to familiar how to write lambda expressions, how to invoke that. Okay, have a look once. I will same, more or less same example, just only method signature got changed, sir. Without lambda expression. Sir, I don't know lambda expressions, then how I have to implement? Interface interf, public void add method is there. What is this method, sir? Add. Int a comma int b. It is going to take how many arguments, right? 2 arguments. Sir, int a comma int b. Now, I want to provide implementation class demo, implements interf, okay, public void add, int a comma int b. The sum is a plus b. That's all. Just this method is going to take 2 int values and print it's a sum. That's about my requirement, right? Sir, now class test one. Interf I is equal to new demo. Interface reference can be used to hold implemented class object. Next, I dot add of 10, 20. If I can call 10, 20, then what is the answer by default we will get? The sum is 30. Are you getting? It's going to execute. The sum is 30. I dot add of 100 comma 200. What is the thing by default we are going to get, son? The sum 300. The sum itself is 300 like that. Everyone can aware. Sir, it's a normal implementation, right? I don't want to use this traditional old approach. I want to go for with the lambda expression. How I can able to do that? Sir, let me write. Sir, here let me rewrite once again. What is my interface, sir? Interface, interf. This interface contain how many methods? One method, public void add of int a comma int b. Public void add of int a comma int b. Sir, I'm not required to take any separate implementation class. Now, class test, public static void main method string array args. Okay. Now my requirement is I want to write lambda expression to implement this functionality, right? What I will write, can you please guide, son? Interf I is equal to, sir, a comma b gives system.out.println, the sum is of course a plus b. The sum a plus b. Now I dot add of 10 comma 20. I dot add of 100 comma 200 like this. I'm taking, sir. Just have a look once, sir. Okay. This is about lambda expression. This is one lambda expression. Now, do you know? I didn't provide any type. What is the type of A? What is the type of B? I didn't provide. Compiler can guess automatically based on the context. This is called what? Type inference. Sir, compiler can guess automatically the type based on the context. How it is going to be happen? Very simple, sir. Sir, this lambda expression represented by which type of variable? Interface. Interf, right? Interf. Then immediately compiler will check, oh, these are the arguments to interf abstract method. Sir, which one is the method, sir? Yeah. Compiler can guess automatically, yes, what is the name of this function? These are arguments to which method? A. Next, A and B. This method can take how many arguments, right? 2 arguments. That's right, 2. Next, these arguments are what type? Int, compiler can guess automatically. We are not required to write, sir. Are you in a position to understand? Sir, based on the context, compiler can guess the types automatically. We are not required to write separately. Okay? Like, if I can execute this code perfectly, the same output by default we are going to get. Are you in a position to understand, right? How you can write a lambda expression, okay? Which can take 2 input values as the argument and print the sum. How you can invoke that functionality, right? Clear, right? Okay, let me go for execution, right? Just have a look once. Sir, this is our traditional approach. Interface interf, public void add method, which can take 2 int values. Next, class demo implements interf, public void add method, the sum by normal implementation. Next, class test, the sum by normal implementation, okay, a plus b like this, right? Next, public static void main interf I is equal to new demo I dot add of 10 comma 20, I dot add of 100 comma 200. Is it clear, right? Sir, let me run up to this code, sir. Java C test1 dot java. Yes, the code compiles fine. Java test1. What is the answer, sir? The sum by normal implementation 30, the sum by normal implementation 300. Yes, this is the way how to implement normally, sir. Normal implementation only. But my requirement is I want to implement by lambda expression. Just let me take, sir. Interface interf, public void add method int a comma int b, public static void main. Can you please guide, sir? Can you please guide? Interf I is equal to a comma b. Okay. sir, here system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println. Okay, the sum by lambda expression, the sum by lambda expression, okay, is a plus b. Are you getting that? Is a plus b, the sum by lambda expression. Okay, a plus b like this I'm taking, sir. Observe that this total lambda expression hold by interface reference I dot yard of 10 comma 20, I dot yard of 100 comma 200, right? Sir, this is the way how you can write lambda expression, how you can invoke that lambda expression by using functional interface, right? Sir, now let me compile this code. Java C test2.java. Yes, the code compiles fine. Java test2. Have you observed, right? The sum by lambda expression 30, the sum by lambda expression 300. That's all, sir. This is what you people should aware clearly, right, sir? How to write a lambda expression. Slowly you people are getting hands-on how you can write lambda expression, how we can call these lambda expressions at very basic level, right? Okay, that's all. Sir, now it's a very clear how to write lambda expression. Next, how we can call lambda expression. Almost 2 examples we covered already. Let me go for one more example, just for your revision purpose. Beyond that, nothing. Here, just have a look once. Interface, interrupt. I have interface interrupt which contain public int get length method. Here, return type is also there, sir. Okay, get length method. If I can provide string, then what is its length? By default, it's going to return. So now, class demo implements interrupt. It is a normal Java class. Okay, public int get length, return yes dot length. Okay, if I provide some string, then it's going to return its length, right? Next, class test. Public static void main interrupt I is equal to new demo. Just I'm calling I dot get length of hello. It's going to return how many characters are there? 5. It is going to return that 5 I'm printing by using SOP statement. Similarly, I dot get length of without lambda, something like I'm trying to print, it is going to return the number of characters just by using SOP I'm taking. A simple example, before 1.8 version, without lambdas, how you can write? Sir, now with lambda expression, how we can write this one, sir? Just let me write. Can you spell out what is our interface, right? Interface interrupt. Next, here I'm taking public int. What is the method, sir? Get length. Public int get length of string yes. That's all. This is about my interface, right? Sir, I want to provide implementation for that. Class test, public static void main method, public static void main method, string array args. Sir, my requirement here is, observe that. Sir, I want to implement interrupt I is equal to, sir, just it is always going to take, it's always going to take string yes argument, string yes, okay, gives just I'm taking return yes dot length, observe that very carefully, sir. Sir, here what is the argument? Yes is a what type? String type. Just I'm keeping return yes dot length. Have you remembered, right? What are various simplification techniques of lambda expression? Here body contain how many lines? Only one line. Then curly braces are mandatory or optional. Okay, we can remove these curly braces. Okay, like next, sir, if the method return something, compiler can able to guess the return also. That's why we are not required to specify like this. Next, here, yes, you are talking about interrupt. intra of I contain how many methods, right? Get length, only one method. Of course, now this is the argument. It can compiler immediately can guess this one is the argument of get length. Argument is what type? String type. Compiler having that information. Why we require to specify like this? Next, so do you know if it can take only one argument, then parentheses are mandatory or optional? Optional. Okay, like we are not required to take. Have you observed? Just our lambda expression will become yes gives yes dot length. Yes gives yes dot length. That's all. Now I want to invoke this lambda expression, right? System dot out dot println I dot get length of hello. I dot get length of hello. Next, system dot out dot println I dot get length of with lambda expression. Okay, just I'm taking sir with lambda expression. That's it. Have you observed the total implementation of the functional interface? How many lines, right? Just this is the only one word. Are you getting yes gives yes not length? That's all. Sir, itself is nothing but lambda expression. Now you have to keep hands on. Are you getting hands on? So I know how to write a lambda expression. How I can call that lambda expression? You should have clear clarity about this one, sir. Sir, let me go for execute this example, sir. Here just observe interface interf public int get length method string yes. Class demo implements interf public int get length of string yes return yes dot length. Is it clear, right? Okay, sir, same example only, right? Now interf I is equal to new demo sop of I dot get length of hello I dot get length of okay I dot get length without lambda. Like this I'm taking, sir. Let me execute this code. Here Java C test1 dot Java. Sir, without lambda expression, sir. Java test1. Have you observed? 5 and 14. Okay, the length of hello is the 5 without the lambda is nothing but length itself is 14, sir. Okay, that's all. Now let me go for test2. Okay, sir, here you have to tell the code public int get length, right? Sir, can you please guide how I can write? Interf I is equal to yes gives yes dot length. That's all. Are you getting? Now directly you can call system dot out dot println okay I dot get length method I'm calling I dot get length of okay here hello I'm taking, sir, hello. Similarly I dot get length of with lambda expression like this I'm taking, sir. Now just class test to observe this is the total implementation of functional interface itself is the lambda expression, right? So now take a bit special care. Java C test2 dot Java. Java C test2 dot Java test2. Are you getting? First time hello, the length of hello is nothing but 5 characters are there. The length with the lambda expression length itself is nothing but what 22 is there. Are you in a position to understand, right? Okay, sir, how you can use lambda expression, how we can use lambda expressions, how you can call that lambda expression with functional interfaces. Clear, right? Okay, that's all. Sir, now almost around 3 examples we covered already. Sir, just how you can write a lambda expression, how you can invoke that lambda expression by using functional interface. Sir, still if you want clarity, then you can consider this video, 4th example, otherwise you can ignore that, okay? But next video with respect to runnable, I will cover that thing compulsory you have to view, sir, okay? Anyway, this one just observe. I have one interface is there, interface interf, public int square it. Are you getting what is the method, sir? Square it is the method. I will provide one int value, right? Then normal class implementation. Class demo implements interf public int square it of int x. Are you getting? Public int square it of int x. return x into x square x square x into x, like. Sir, how I can call that? Intra phi is equal to new demo I dot square root of 4 I dot square root of 5. Are you getting? I dot square root of 4 I dot square root of 5. That's all. Sir, this is just a normal implementation. How a normal implementation without using any lambda expression. But now let me go for with the lambda expression, how I can write the code. Have a look once. Sir, here interface can you spell out what is the method, sir? Public int, what is the method? Square it. Public int square it of public int square root of int x. Are you getting? Int x. This is the my interface. Sir, can you please tell, is it a functional interface or not? Yes. We can use, if it is a functional interface, then only we can use lambda expression, sir. Remember that. Sir, here class test public static void main method, public static void main method string array args. Are you getting? Public static void main string array args. Now my target is intraf I is equal to have you observed right here, sir? X gives x into x. Sir, observe that how much easy expression, lambda expression, sir. X gives x into x. Sir, how many arguments are there? Only one argument. That's why parentheses are optional. Next, the compiler can guess the type automatically based on the context. That's why it's also not required. Next, return not required. Body contain only one line. Curly braces are not required. X gives x into x. Now directly you can call that functionality, sir. System.out.println I dot square it of 4 system.out.println I dot square it of 5, sir. Square root of 4 comma square root of 5. Is it clear for all of it? So how we can use, how I can write lambda expression which can take one int value and return the sum, return the square it, right? Sir, how you can do that? That's all, sir. This is what you people should aware clearly, right? Are you in a position to understand, right? Okay, sir, without lambda expression, with lambda expression. Sir, just now let me execute this code, sir. Sir, this is without lambda expression. Interface interf. What is the method name, sir? Public int square root of int x. Next, class demo implements what? Interf. Sir, public int square root of int x return x into x, like this, right? Sir, now just interf I is equal to new demo I dot square root of 4 I dot square root of 5. Sir, let me execute this code here. Just observe that Java C test1.java. Regarding Java C test1.java, Java test1. What is the answer, sir? 1625. Because square of 4 is 16. Square of 5 is what? 25, right? Sir, this total cinema related to without lambda expression. Sir, the same thing with lambda expression I want to do, sir. Just this is my interface interf public int square root of int x. Can you please guide how we can write lambda expression for this? Interf I is equal to x gives x gives x into x. Regarding that's all. Simple, sir. Itself is the lambda expression. Interf I is equal. What is the need of writing class demo implements dot. That nonsense is not required once we are using lambda expression, right? Now system.out.println. Okay, here I dot square it of 10 I'm taking. I dot square it of 10. I dot square it of some 100 I'm taking, sir, or otherwise 20 I'm taking. Can you please cross check what is the answer by default you are going to get? Java C test.java. Happily the code compiles fine. Java test2. Have you observed, right? The square it of 10 into 10, 100. Next the square root of 20. 20 into 20. Its value is nothing but what? 400, right? That's all. So this is the way how you can consider. Are you in a position to understand, right? How we can consider, how we can write a lambda expression, how we can invoke its functionality, multiple examples, right? Okay, that's all. Sir, in the last videos we covered how to write lambda expression, how we can invoke that functionality by using functional interface with small examples. So write a lambda expression to find the sum of two given numbers, next to find square, or to print hello world, or otherwise just to print length of the given string. Like we covered small examples, right? But anyway, I want to use lambda expression with the predefined functional interface, something like runnable. Have you remembered, right? In the multi-threading concept, you people have very clear idea. Sir, runnable interface. Sir, do you know runnable interface is the functional interface or not? Yes, because it contains how many methods? Only one method. What is that method? Run method. That's why runnable interface is functional interface only. Why don't you apply lambda expression concept for the runnable interface? Okay. So now, in how many ways we can define a thread? There are two ways are there. First way extends a thread class. Second way by implementing runnable interface. Sir, if you want to understand very easily these things, just in the YouTube, my videos are there. Just in how many ways we can define a thread. Please go through that, and then you can come back if you are not having idea about, sir, how to define a thread. Because I want to use that concept directly with brief explanation. Just observe. I don't want to use lambda expression. Without lambda expression, how we can define a thread? How we can start a thread, how you can execute. Just observe that. Let me write class my runnable implements runnable. Class my runnable implements runnable. Class my runnable implements runnable. I'm taking. Next, whenever we are implementing runnable, compulsory we require to provide implementation for which method? Run method. Because runnable interface contain only one method, run method, right? Now, public void run method. Within the run method, we require to write what is the job of a thread. Just assume my job is for int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. System.out.println. SOP of system.out.println. Just I'm taking child thread. Are you getting? Just I'm taking what? Child thread, right? How many times? Okay, how many times this for loop is going to execute? 10 times. Have you observed? If I start a thread, then the job of the thread is, this is by default considered job of thread, right? Job of thread. Okay, just I define a runnable job. But to call this runnable job compulsory, we should go for compulsory. We should talk about how to start this thread. Okay, how I can make thread instantiation and so on. Just observe class threads demo 1. Okay, public static void main method string array args. Public static void main string array args. Can you please tell at this point of time how many threads will be there? Only one thread. That thread is main thread. So every Java class contain only one thread. That thread is always what? Main thread only. Okay, now I want to define a thread for this job. I want to execute that thread. What is the way is First create an object for this. Okay. Runnable r is equal to new my runnable. Runnable r is equal to new my runnable. Just I created one runnable object. Something like I created one cars. Okay. But to start this car, compulsory some person must be required who is having start capability. To run this runnable job, some driver must be required. That driver itself is nothing but what? Thread object, right? Sir, create thread object. Thread T is equal to new thread of with this runnable job. Okay, runnable object I am passing. Do you know, sir, I created a thread for this runnable job. Now, how I can start? T dot start, right? If I use a T dot start, can you please tell at this point of time how many threads are there, sir? 2 threads. Do you know? Up to this only main thread. Up to this only main thread only. But whenever we are using T dot start, okay, 2 threads by default will be there. Main as it is and a child thread. Main thread and a child thread. Do you know? Both the threads will be executed simultaneously. So child thread job is run method. Main thread job is remaining code. Sir, what code I want to write? Here system.out.println. Okay. Here just I am writing main thread. Just I am writing main thread. Like this I am taking, sir. Sir, now just instead of one time, let me write main thread also some 10 times. Okay. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus, system.out.println. Here I am taking what? Main thread. Okay. Just I am taking main thread, right? Okay. End of the main, end of the class. Take very special care, sir, because not only in this example, even in the next anonymous inner class also, lambda expression and anonymous inner classes are best friends, sir. That's why there also we require to take multi-threading examples only. That's why listen a bit carefully. Sir, in this example, this is the way how to define a thread. Sir, this total thing is nothing but defining a thread. Are you getting? Just write a class, implement runnable. Next and after that, sir, provide implement run method. Within the run method, whatever the code we are taking, this is called job of thread. This code executed by child thread. Are you getting? Which thread is the responsibility to execute, sir? Child thread, this for loop, right? Next, sir, once a main method started, how many threads are there? Only one thread, main thread. Main thread creates runnable object. Main thread creates thread object with that runnable job. Main thread started child thread. Sir, after T dot start, how many threads are there, sir? 2 threads are there. Child thread and main thread. Main thread is the responsible to execute this code, sir. This code is executed by which thread, sir? Main thread, and this code executed by child thread. Sir, how many threads are there? 2 threads, sir. In which order these 2 threads are going to execute, we can't expect. It is varied from system to system, run to run. But at the end, both the jobs completed are none. That's what important in the multi-threading. In which order they executed is not important, sir. Sir, the people who don't know multi-threading much, better to view, sir, my multi-threading videos are there in the YouTube, sir, so that you people can feel more comfortable with that, I'm sure. Sir, this is the way how to define a thread, how to create a thread, how to start a thread. If I run this code, what is the output I'm going to get, sir? We can't expect. The output is varied from system to system, run to run. Because the reason is, if multiple threads are there, in which order the threads are going to execute, we can't expect it. It depends on thread scheduler whose behavior is mission dependent. Clear for all of it? So now just up to this, let me execute and let me show the output first, and then the same thing how we can write with respect to lambda expression, right? Just have a look once, just up to this. Just I'm taking here, just observe a bit carefully, sir. Code is the same. Class my runnable, implements runnable, public void run method, okay, child thread. Next class threads demo 1, runnable r is equal to new runnable, thread is equal to t dot start. After t dot start, 2 threads are there. Now this is the main thread and this is the job of the child thread, right? Okay, now let me execute this code, sir. What is the name of the program I used, sir? Threads demo 1, okay, Java C threads demo 1 dot Java. Java C threads demo 1 dot Java. Java threads demo 1. Have you observed? What is the output by default we are getting, sir? Can you please cross check? Main thread 10 times followed by child thread 10 times. Yes, both threads got executed. Don't expect every time this output we are going to get, sir. Have you observed? Sir, this is main thread some 5 or 6 times, and then child thread, and then main thread came live. Sir, if I run once again, have you observed? Main thread followed by child thread. If I run once again, there is a difference there. If I run once again, sir, have you observed? Keep on observing. Run to run, there may be a chance of changing the output, sir. Okay, run to run, there may be a possibility to change the output. Here, just have a look once. Just keep on showing the same main thread followed by child thread. Don't worry about that. Compulsory the output will be changed, sir. Sir, here just have a look once. Yes, here have you observed? There is some first child thread, and after that main thread, and after that child thread came in the picture. That's why run to run, the output is going to be changed. We can't expect, right, sir? Up to this, you people can aware how we can write a simple Java program without lambda expressions, sir, to start a thread by implementing runnable interface, right? Sir, the same program I want to explain with the lambda expressions. Almost how much length of the code came? Have you observed, right? If I start using lambda expression, we are not required to write this much length of the code. Okay, how we can able to do that? Take very special care, sir. Here I am taking directly class, okay, threads demo, class threads demo 2, sir. Class threads demo 2, public static void main method, public static void main method, string array args. Okay, at this point of time, how many threads are there? Only one thread. That thread is nothing but main thread. Let me write lambda expression which implements runnable interface, right? How we can able to write, sir? Take a bit special care. Runnable r is equal to I have to take run method implementation, right? What I will take, sir, here just the bracket open. Okay, sir, it is the run method, sir. Now, okay, curly brace open. Because I want to write multiple lines. This is the job, right? I want to write multiple lines. That's why just what is the job? What is the code I want to implement inside run method? For int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus, system.out.println, okay, child thread, like I took, sir. What is this one, sir? Child thread, like this I took, that's all. Are you getting? What the need of writing? Class, my runnable, implements runnable, public void run, all those things my compiler can able to guess, okay, with this line. Yes, a simple lambda expression. Have you observed, right? This total itself is lambda expression. Of course, implementation of which one, sir? Run method, right? Clear for all of it, sir? Sir, runnable R is ready. The remaining code is the same. Create a thread, T is equal to new thread of R. Thread is equal to new thread of R, and then T dot start. Thread is equal to new thread of R, T dot start. Now, at this point of time, how many threads are there, sir? 2 threads, sir. Main thread and child thread. Child thread job is this code. Are you getting? Main thread job is, let me keep for int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus, system.out.println, main thread, like this I am taking, sir. Main thread, like this I am taking. Have you observed, right? Now the difference is very clear, sir. So, write a lambda expression that implements runnable interface run method. Best example, if I can use a lambda expression, how much code I require to write? If I don't want to use lambda expression, how much code we require to write? So make sure lambda expressions makes the length of the code will be less. Obviously readability of the code is going to be improved, but only problem is you have to habitize with this new syntax, right? Once you start using then you can feel this code is nothing but nonsense. Are you getting that? Unnecessary length of the code is going to increase. All this nonsense we are not required to write. Very simply we can able to write the code. That is the advantage of procedural. Are you getting that? Functional programming. We can assign a function. Lambda expression is a function with a variable, sir. Something like int I is equal to 10. Something like string s is equal to hello. Just a runnable r is equal to one function we are assigning as a value. Such type of facility is there because of what? Functional programming. Lambda expression concept came to enable to use functional programming features in Java, right? Everyone can able to understand. Sir, let me run this one so that you people can feel whether we are going to get the same output or not. Just have a look once. Sir, here this is the first example I covered already. So without lambda expression, this example already I covered, sir. Even I executed also, different possible outputs also I showed. Now let me go for next example, sir. Have a look once. Runnable R is equal to, sir, if you observe that, just have a look once here. If you observe, this total thing itself is nothing but, what is this concept, sir? Can you please explain? What is this concept? This is nothing but lambda expression. Have you observed, right? Lambda expression. Runnable R is equal to, this is the lambda expression. Next, thread T is equal to new thread of R, T dot start. For int I is equal to, if I can take, sir, whatever the output I got earlier, the same output by default we are going to get, sir. Just have a look. You people may feel, sorry, showing old output only, like, let me perform changes, sir. Here, lambda expression, lambda, or otherwise just lambda child thread. Like this I am taking, and here also just I am taking lambda main thread. Otherwise you people may feel, sorry, showing old output only second time also, like, sir, that's all. Now what is the name of this program, sir? Threads demo 2, sir. Just have a look once. Java C threads demo 2.java. Threads demo 2.java. Java threads demo 2, sir. Okay, have you observed? Lambda main thread, lambda child thread, main thread, child thread, like that. If I run once again, lambda main thread, lambda child thread, like. If I run once again, lambda main thread, lambda child thread. Okay, main thread, child thread, main thread, child thread. There is no guarantee for the same. Have you observed, right? Here, there is a difference there in the output, sir. Main thread, and then child thread came, and then main thread once again, and then child thread came. Run to run, system to system, the output by default will be changed, sir. Okay, here these are the things what you people should aware. Just observe that. Have you, if you observe, there is a difference, maybe a chance. Yes, if you consider run to run, there may be a chance of output will be changed, sir. Just why always showing? Okay, here just have a look once. At least different output I have to show. Okay. Hare. Okay, here just have a look once. Yes, luckily. Here, have you observed? Main thread followed by child thread, followed by main thread, followed by child thread. Whenever the situation comes to multi-threading, the guaranteed output is very, very less. Is it clear for all of you? That, of course. Then if you don't know, if we can't expect output, then how I can use multi-threading? Sir, in the multi-threading, between the jobs, there is no dependency. Whether all the jobs completed or not, that's what we require to check. Of course, it's a part of multi-threading. There you can able to check, sir. Sir, up to this is the clear for all of you, right? So, how I can use lambda expressions concept to define a thread. Is it clear for all of it? That's what you people should be aware. Okay, this example, out of all 5 examples, this example is the more worthy, sir, because defining a thread, creating the thread is a very common requirement in our Java classes. Now onwards, don't use this blurry approach. Better to go for what? Lambda expressions approach, right? Sir, with very less code, we can able to meet our requirement. That's all. Are you able to understand, right? Sir, especially this one, better to listen second time so that you people can get more clarity. The people who don't know multi-threading concept, please make sure before checking this video, you have to complete multi-threading at least in how many ways we can define a thread so that you can feel more comfortable with that. Okay, that's all, sir. Thank you. Sir, now you people aware how to write lambda expression, what is the functional interface, how we can use functional interface to invoke lambda expressions like. Up to this whatever I covered, okay, let me summarize just about these functional interfaces, lambda expression, just 2 or 3 points. Here just observe, functional interface. Have you observed? Sir, functional interface should contain exactly one abstract method. Are you getting? Functional interface should contain exactly one abstract method. Sir, exactly one abstract method is nothing but single abstract method, which is also known as SAM. That's why SAM interface is nothing but functional interface. Single abstract method interface. Nothing but what? Functional interface, right? Is that clear for all of you? First one. Next, sir, it should contain exactly one abstract method. But what about default methods, static methods? Because from 1.8 version onwards, happily we can declare default methods and static methods inside interface. Of course, why? What is the reason? That part we will discuss soon. Sir, now it can contain any number of default methods, any number of static methods, no problem at all. So restriction is always applicable only for abstract methods, not for default methods, not for static methods, right? Next, sir, that's all. This is about what it can contain. Next, where we can use. Have you observed? Sir, functional interface acts as type for lambda expression. Functional interface acts as type for lambda expression. Sir, I wrote a lambda expression, sir. Okay, bracket open, bracket close. SOP of hello. Hello, just I wrote one lambda expression. But what is the type of this lambda expression? What is the type of this lambda expression? Compulsory should be some type must be required. That type is nothing but interf I. This interf is nothing but what? Functional interface, right? So here for the lambda expression, functional interface acts as a type for lambda expressions, right? Something like int I is equal to 10. Sir, int I is equal to 10. 10 is what type? Int type. Suppose int I is equal to 10. 10 is what type, sir? Int type. Are you getting? String S is equal to Durga. Sir, here Durga is what type? String type. Similarly, I have lambda expression is there. Okay? Sir, here I have lambda expression is there. What is the type of this lambda expression? The type itself is nothing but functional interface, right? Are you able to understand, right? So it acts as a type for lambda expression. Next, intra phi is equal to, it's a type. This one is the lambda expression, right? Next, what is the purpose of functional interface? Once we provide it acts as a type, by using that, happily we can invoke this functional interface any number of times based on our requirement, right? So to invoke lambda expression, functional interface must be required. I told repeatedly several times, right? It can be used to invoke lambda expressions. Example I.M1. We used already in the last examples, right? Not required to keep much explanation. Now I hope everyone can able to understand, right? What is lambda expression? What is the functional interface? Is there any link between these two things? Yes, that's all. These are the properties of lambda expression as well as functional interface, right? Clear for all of it, okay? That's all. Sir, here just observe. Now, what is functional interface lambda expressions? You are having complete idea. But now there are some small observations must be required. You have to use your mind to think in this direction also. What is functional interface? It should contain only one abstract method. SAM, single abstract method interface, is nothing but functional interface. Why don't you think in reverse? Functional interface, why it should contains only one abstract method? If it contains multiple abstract methods, what will happen, sir? What is the problem? Why it should contain only one abstract method? The reason I will explain, just observe that. Here, why functional interface should contains only one abstract method? What is the reason for that? Just I have to explain. Are you getting that? Okay? Sir, very simple terminology, sir. Listen a bit more carefully, you have to observe. What is the purpose of functional interface? Functional interface acts as a type. Functional interface acts as a type for the lambda expression. Functional interface can be used to invoke lambda expression. For lambda expressions concept purpose, functional interface concept came. Correct, right? With all our examples, you have that conclusion, right? Now take a bit special care. I have one interface is there. Sir, interface interf. Are you getting? I have an interface is there, interface interf. Now public void m1 of int I. Public void m1 of int I. Can you please tell, is it a functional interface or not? Yes, obviously, right. Now I want to write a regular expression. I want to write some lambda expression. Okay, to print, of course, to implement that. What is the way? Can you please tell? Interf I is equal to, just I'm taking I gives SOP of I into I. If I provide some int value, it is going to print square of that int number. That's about my lambda expression, right? Of course, not required to keep much explanation. But now I have one small doubt, sir. Observe very carefully. Sir, here, of course, I gives, or otherwise here I am using interf I. Interf I is equal to I gives, like, how I can call this? I dot m1 of 10 I can take. Or I dot m1 of 20 I can take. No problem at all. So, it is a functional interface, it is a lambda expression. By using this I can invoke its functionality, right? You know all these things from the last examples onwards. Here observation is, can you please tell the answer clearly, sir? Here I am taking I. Can you please tell, this I is what type? This I is what type? Immediately, compiler is going to check, oh, you used this lambda expression with this interf I. So immediately interf, in the interf, which method is there? M1 is there. So this total lambda expression, my compiler is going to map to M1 method, right? Are you getting? Automatically it will map to which method, son? M1 method. Now I, simple compiler is going to fail. I is argument to M1 method. Next, SOP of I into I. This I is what type? Int type. It's always going to consider with respect to M1. Sir, here, next, SOP of I into I. This is the implementation. Which method, sir? M1 method. Are you able to understand? Sir, the total lambda expression mapped to which method? Mapped to which method? M1 method. So, what is the type of I? What is the I? I is the argument of which method? What is its type? What is the implementation? Everything my compiler is always going to map to functional interface, that single abstract method, right? Everyone can able to understand, right? Now, just take different scenario, right? Sir, I am taking here interface, interf. I have public void m1 method is there int I. Same example only, right? Public void m1 of int I is there. I wrote lambda expression, right? Of course, can I spell out what is the way, sir? Interf I is equal to, take very special care, sir. Interf I is equal to I give system.out.println I into I. Can you please tell, this total lambda expression mapped to which method, sir? This total lambda expression mapped to which method? M1 method. Just based on our previous discussion, it's mapped to M1. By mistake, if I add one more method if I'm trying to add, sir. Okay? My another new method is public void M2 of int I. Are you getting? Total how many abstract methods are there, sir? 2 abstract methods. Now that interface I'm using as the type for this lambda expression, then immediately compiler is going to get confusion. Array, this I is the argument of M1 method or argument of M2 method. Then compiler is not in a position, okay, to identify this is the implementation of M1 method or this is the implementation of M2 method. Compiler unable to identify. Are you getting? Total lambda expression concept is going to be failed. That's why are you able to understand? So if you want to use functional interface to invoke lambda expression, compulsory that interface should contain exactly one abstract method. Then only compiler can map lambda expression with the interface method, right? If the interface contain multiple abstract method, compiler not in a position to map lambda expression with the corresponding method. That's why, is it a problem or not? Immediately I will ask, array compiler, what problem you are going to get? Immediately compiler will say incompatible types. Are you getting? What is this compatible error, sir? Incompatible types. Sir, for the lambda expression under this interface, both are not compatible, because when the interrupt will become compatible if it contain only one abstract method, but it contain 2 abstract method, not compatible. Incompatible types saying interrupt is not a functional interface. Interrupt is not a functional interface. Regarding interrupt is not a functional interface, clearly it's going to tell, sir, in this assignment compatibility is not there. Incompatible types you are performing assignment. That's why incompatible types, interrupt is not a functional interface, right? Sir, multiple non-overriding abstract methods, multiple non-overriding abstract methods in interface interrupt. Are you getting? Multiple non-overriding abstract methods in interface interrupt. This is the compatible error by default you are going to get. Make sure, sir, now, sir, you can able to identify what is the reason why the functional interface should contain exactly one abstract method, right? Sir, what is the purpose of functional interface? To invoke lambda expression, correct, right? To represent lambda expression. Sir, lambda expression should map to some method of interface. So if interface contain multiple abstract method, then in the mapping there is problem is going to come. That's why, sir, this functional interface should compulsory contain a single abstract method only. Without abstract method or more than one abstract method, it's always not treated as a functional type functional interface. We can't use for lambda expressions. Clear for all of you, right? That's what you people should aware. Just I will execute anyway, so that you can able to understand, right? Observe very carefully this explanation, right? Lambda expression mapped with M1 uniquely, but lambda expression not in a position to map with the interface method, because multiple interface methods are there. That is the reason functional interface should contain exactly one abstract method only. Okay, let me show, let me execute this code, sir. Have a look once. Here I am taking just very simple interface interrupt. I am taking interface interrupt. How many methods are there? Public void M1 int I. I am taking assume that public void M1 int I. Sir, here just observe that, yeah, here integer I. Sir, I gives, I want to print I into I, sir. Okay, I want to print I into I. Sir, this total thing is the implementation of. Can you please cross check, sir? This total thing is mapped to which method? M1 method. Are you getting? Sir, this I itself is the argument to this one. Next, this total thing is by default considered as body of this M1, right? Okay, like this is mapping is there, sir. Let me execute this code, sir. Okay, 10 I'm passing. I dot m1 of 10, 10. Then it's going to print what? 10 into 10. Whatever its values are, 100 like this, right? Sir, Java C test dot Java. Happily the code compiles fine. Java test, what is the answer we are going to get, sir? 100. Perfectly itself is the valid, sir. But now, what I want to take, by mistake, I'm taking second method also. If you observe, I'm taking second method. If I can take second method, sir, is the compiler in a position to map this lambda expression with any of these two methods? No, because compiler don't know to which method it has to map. Immediately compile time error we are going to get saying incompatible types. Are you getting? Lambda expression you can't assign for this type because it is not a functional interface, right? Just have a look once, son. If I can take the same program here, just have a look. What is that compatible error, sir? Can you please scratch check? Incompatible types. Interrupt is not a functional interface. Interrupt is not a functional interface. Multiple non-overriding abstract methods found in interface interrupt. Is it clear for all of it? That's why, sir, just if you can think a bit carefully, you can able to understand very easily the reasons, sir. Just think with pleasant mind. Why functional interface should contain only one abstract method? Because functional interface concept came for implementing or for invoking lambda expression. So compulsory lambda expression implementation should map with only one method of functional interface. That's why functional interface should contain exactly one abstract method. Clear for all of it, right? Okay, that's all. Sir, next important case, a small another observation you have to make. What is the advantage of at the rate functional interface annotation? If I am writing explicitly at the rate functional interface annotation, what advantage by default we are going to get? Very simple, sir, just listen. I have one interface is there. Sir, I have one interface, interrupt. I have interface interrupt. Now, it contain one method is there, sir. Public void m1 method is there. It's a functional interface only. Public void m1, it's a functional interface because it contains only one abstract method. Whether you are using or not using, no problem. Whether you are using annotation or not using annotation, no problem. Itself is the functional interface only, right? Now my question here is, sir, once it is the functional interface, we can use this interface, okay? Interrupt I is equal to hold the lambda expression. Some people provided implementation as hello. Okay, interrupt I is equal to like this. Some people provided implementation as interrupt I is equal to system.out.println hi. Okay, like some people provided implementation yes, okay, system.out.println lambda. Okay, here just I'm taking lambda like this, right? You are getting? Sir, whether this lambda expression or whether this lambda expression or this lambda expression, all these lambda expressions represented by, sir, what the functional interface interrupt? How many functional interfaces are there? Only one. How many lambda expressions I wrote? Multiple lambda expressions. But all these lambda expressions always internally maps to which method, sir? M1 method only. According to our previous discussion, whether this hello or this one or that lambda expression, all these things are related to what? M1 method only. Clear for all of you, right? But, sir, by mistake, tomorrow, if a person came, he is trying to add another abstract method inside this interface. If any person adding this abstract method by mistake, all these lambda expressions won't work, sir. Immediately we are going to get incompatible types like that. Is it correct or not? Sir, how I can specify explicitly boss, this interface used for lambda expressions, don't add any new abstract methods. I want to specify explicitly. How we can specify explicitly? For that, at the rate functional interface concept came, sir. Okay, I want to specify explicitly that, boss, this functional interface used for lambda expression, don't try to add any new abstract method. How I can specify explicitly? By using what? At the rate functional interface. Are you getting at the rate functional interface? By seeing this one, everyone can able to get, oh, it is a functional interface. It should contain only one abstract method. Not possible to add any new abstract method. Okay, like to provide that information, to provide that guidelines, we have to use explicitly at the rate functional interface annotation, right? Are you getting? Sir, by mistake, if a person trying to add, immediately compiler will give left and right. Already specified, it is a functional interface which is used for lambda expression. How you can add second abstract method like compile error? By default we are going to get, sir. Clear for all of it? What is the advantage of at the rate functional interface annotation? It acts as, sir, it indicates that this interface used for lambda expressions purpose. Don't add second abstract method. Sir, how I can convey? By using this at the rate functional interface annotation. Clear for all of it? That's all. What is the advantage? Even we are not specifying also, still it is the functional interface. But what is the extra advantage if I can take with this? Because it is providing extra information that was if the functional interface, don't try to add any new abstract method. Clear for all of it? Okay, that's all.